Have you ever paused and thought, why does life seem so different now that I'm over 70? You're not alone. As we enter our golden years, many everyday things start to feel puzzling. Small mysteries that didn't exist before. From the way time seems to speed up to the sudden disappearance of familiar social rules, these changes can catch us off guard. But understanding what's behind these surprises can help us embrace this new chapter with confidence and grace. Let's explore 9 things that don't make sense after 70 and discover the wisdom hidden in these unexpected shifts. A golden age of reflection and wonder. There's a certain magic that unfolds as we cross the threshold of 70. We've weathered the storms, embraced the joys, and collected a lifetime of memories, each one a pearl of wisdom and a testament to the beautiful journey we've taken. But amidst this richness of experience, there's also a curious new world that doesn't always seem to make sense. Have you ever paused to wonder why time itself feels different now? Or why technology seems to sprint ahead faster than we can blink? The world has changed dramatically in our lifetime, and as we stand in the golden glow of our later years, it can feel both fascinating and puzzling all at once. In our youth, everything seemed to have a clear rhythm. The seasons rolled on predictably. Money had a certain weight and value, and good manners were a matter of course. But as we grow older, we start to notice little cracks in the logic of it all. Some things no longer fit into the neat boxes we once knew so well. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just part of the beautiful complexity of aging. It's perfectly normal to feel a bit out of step with the rapid march of modern life. After all, the world doesn't stand still for anyone, and as we age, we're confronted with new challenges and sometimes new absurdities that can leave us scratching our heads. Whether it's the latest health fads, the baffling new etiquette rules, or simply the way we're treated by those younger than us, there's a lot that can feel confusing. But here's the comforting truth. These small mysteries of aging don't have to make us feel lost or left behind. In fact, they're a chance to reflect, to laugh a little, and to remember that life has always had its fair share of puzzles, no matter our age. And while some things may no longer make sense, we still have the power to make sense of our own journey. We have the freedom to choose what matters most, to cherish what brings us joy, and to share our hard-earned wisdom with those who will one day walk this same path. So let's take a gentle stroll together through these 9 things that just don't seem to add up anymore. Let's look at them with humor, with curiosity, and with a kind understanding of how wonderfully rich life can be, even when it doesn't quite make sense. After all, this is the golden age of reflection and wonder, and we're here to savor every moment of it. Number 1. Why time seems to speed up as we age. Have you ever noticed that the years seem to slip by more quickly now than they did when you were young? It's as if the days of our childhood stretched on forever. Sunny afternoons spent playing, long summers that felt like entire lifetimes. But somewhere along the way, time started to rush ahead, and now it seems to fly by at a bewildering speed. This isn't just your imagination. It's something many of us experience as we get older. Researchers have studied this fascinating phenomenon, and there's even a name for it: time compression. Scientists believe that as we age, our brains process fewer new experiences compared to when we were younger. When we're children, everything is new and exciting. Each day packed with firsts, from learning to ride a bike to discovering a favorite song. These fresh memories create the sensation that time is moving slowly because our brains are absorbing so much. As we enter adulthood and settle into routines, life can become more predictable. Days blend into weeks, weeks into months, and before we know it, years have flown by. Without as many new moments to anchor us, time feels like it's speeding up. And after 70, when routines are well established, and there might be fewer surprises, this feeling of rapid time can become even stronger. But there's a flip side to this story, a gentle reminder that can help us reclaim the magic of the passing days. Research suggests that when we intentionally seek out new experiences, even small ones, we can slow down our perception of time. Learning a new skill, visiting a place we've never been, or even just taking a different path on a daily walk can spark fresh memories and bring back a sense of wonder. So instead of feeling like time is slipping away too quickly, try to infuse your days with tiny adventures. Say yes to that community garden project, invite a friend over for a new recipe, or start a journal to capture your thoughts. These small actions can help anchor time in meaningful ways, and perhaps most importantly, don't forget that each moment is still yours to cherish. Even if the years seem to pass in the blink of an eye, you have the wisdom and experience to fill them with purpose and joy. So as time marches on, let's walk hand in hand with it, aware of its passing, but grateful for every beautiful second it brings us. Number 2, the confusing world of new technology. If you've ever felt like the world of technology is leaving you in the dust, you're not alone. It seems like every time we get comfortable with a new gadget or a new way of doing things, something newer and shinier comes along to replace it. Remember the days of rotary phones and handwritten letters? They were simpler, more personal times. Times when communication felt slower, but somehow more meaningful. Today, our children and grandchildren send quick messages with emojis and acronyms that can be downright baffling. They pay for things by tapping their phones, watch endless videos online, and seem to live in a world of screens. For those of us who grew up in a time when a radio was a marvel and television was a family event, this can all feel like too much, too fast. But let's take a moment to look at why this feels so confusing. One reason is that the speed of change has increased dramatically in our lifetimes. In just the past 2 decades, we've gone from landline phones to smartphones, from VHS tapes to streaming videos, and from paper bank statements to online banking. It's not that we can't learn these things, it's that there's always something new, and it can be overwhelming. Another challenge is that many new technologies are designed with younger people in mind. The instructions are full of tiny text and jargon that can make anyone's head spin. Passwords, updates, and endless settings can feel like a maze with no clear path. It's no wonder we sometimes find ourselves longing for the good old days when things were easier to understand. But here's the hopeful truth. You're not alone, and you're certainly not too old to learn. In fact, many seniors today are embracing technology in small, meaningful ways, using video calls to see the smiles of distant family members, sharing photos online, or even joining virtual exercise classes. These tools can help us stay connected, learn new things, and enjoy a new kind of independence. If you feel overwhelmed, start small. Ask a grandchild to show you how to use that new phone or tablet, or take a free class at the local library. Write down your passwords in a safe place, and don't be shy about asking for help. Chances are, someone would be delighted to show you the ropes. Remember, technology may seem confusing, but it's also a chance to keep your mind active and engaged. You have the curiosity and resilience that has seen you through decades of change. So don't let the rapid pace of technology make you feel left behind. Embrace what makes sense for you, ignore the rest, and remember that even in this fast-moving world, you have a lifetime of wisdom that no device can ever replace. Number 3, the changing value of money. When you were growing up, $1 could buy a lot. A loaf of bread, a gallon of gas, even a treat at the corner store. Back then, saving a few coins meant something, and there was a sense of pride in stretching every penny. But these days, it can feel like the value of money has turned upside down, leaving us to wonder how things have changed so quickly. Inflation is one reason. It's a word we've all heard, but it simply means that prices go up over time. What used to cost a nickel now costs $1, and what used to be $1 might cost 10. This steady rise in prices has been happening for decades, but it can be startling to see just how much things have changed in our lifetimes. Another reason is that the way we use money has changed. Once upon a time, cash was king. Paper bills and coins in your pocket that you could see and touch. Now, with credit cards, debit cards, and online payments, money has become almost invisible. It's easy to feel disconnected from what we're spending when it's just a number on a screen instead of a tangible bill. For many seniors, these changes bring a sense of unease. Retirement savings have to stretch further, and the costs of healthcare, housing, and even groceries keep climbing. It can be frustrating to see your hard-earned money not go as far as it once did. But here's a gentle truth. While the numbers on the price tags may change, the value of careful spending and smart saving remains as solid as ever. The habits you learned in your younger years, budgeting, avoiding waste, and cherishing the simple pleasures, are still valuable tools today. One way to adapt is to take a fresh look at your finances. It's okay to ask for advice. Many community centers and financial advisors offer free or low-cost help for seniors. Make sure your money is working for you, not the other way around. Check if you're eligible for senior discounts, community yodonan programs, or healthcare support that can lighten the load. And most importantly, don't let the changing value of money make you feel small or left behind. The experiences you've gathered, the family you've built, and the lessons you've learned over decades are worth far more than any dollar amount. You've weathered the highs and lows of the economy before, and you'll find a way to navigate these changes too. So let's not let numbers on a price tag define our worth or our joy. Life's real treasures are the memories, the laughter, and the moments of connection that can't be bought, no matter how much money changes along the way. Number 4. Modern manners. Where did they go? Have you ever found yourself shaking your head at the way people behave these days? It seems like the gentle art of good manners, something we were taught to value, has become a bit of a lost treasure. Back in the day, people were taught to tip their hats, say please and thank you, and never forget the golden rule of treating others with respect. Today, though, the world can feel a lot ruder and a lot more rushed. People barely make eye contact in stores, and you're more likely to hear the buzz of a phone than the warmth of a friendly greeting. Even simple gestures, like writing a thank you note or offering your seat on the bus, seem to have slipped through the cracks of modern life. Part of the reason for this shift is the fast-paced, technology-driven world we live in. With screens always in our hands, real conversations can get lost. It's easy to type out a quick text or swipe through pictures, but it's harder to find those heartfelt, face-to-face connections that once meant so much. Another part of it is that society has grown more casual overall. While that can sometimes feel refreshing, no need for stiff formality, it can also make the world feel a bit cold or impersonal. When everyone's in a hurry, those little courtesies that once made life kinder can be forgotten. But here's a comforting thought. Good manners never really go out of style. Even if the world around us seems to have forgotten them, they're still a vital part of who we are. They're not just about rules or tradition. They're about showing kindness, empathy, and care for one another. You might not be able to change the whole world, but you can be a shining example of how to treat people right. When you hold the door for someone, share a smile, or take the time to listen, you're planting seeds of civility that others can learn from. Younger generations watch more than they listen, and your actions can teach them the quiet strength of courtesy. If you ever feel like a stranger in this fast-moving world, remember that your values still matter. You are a bridge between the world you grew up in and the one that's here now. By holding on to those simple, gracious habits, like saying hello, offering a kind word, or writing a thoughtful note, you keep the spirit of true manners alive. So, take heart. Good manners may seem old-fashioned to some, but they're never out of date. In a world that sometimes forgets to be kind, your quiet example can shine brighter than ever. Number 5. Health advice overload. Who to believe? If you've ever felt like health advice is a never-ending parade of conflicting opinions, you're not alone. One day, it's all about low-fat diets and brisk walks. The next, it's high-protein meals and meditation apps. The sheer volume of advice out there can leave you scratching your head, unsure of what's true or helpful, especially when you just want to stay healthy and feel your best. When we were younger, health advice was simpler. Eat your vegetables, get a good night's sleep, and go outside for fresh air. But today, there's a new health headline every week, each claiming to be the ultimate secret to long life. It can be exhausting trying to keep up, and sometimes it feels like you need a medical degree just to make sense of it all. Part of the challenge is that modern medicine is always learning and changing. New studies come out that challenge old ideas, and experts don't always agree. On top of that, the internet and social media spread health tips, some helpful, some downright silly, faster than we can keep track. For seniors, this information overload can be overwhelming. You might hear one doctor say something, and another say the opposite. Your kids and grandkids might share articles or videos they've seen online, adding even more confusion to the mix. Here's the good news. You don't have to have all the answers. What you do need is a clear, trustworthy source of information, like your primary doctor or a local health clinic you know and trust. These professionals can help you sort through the noise and focus on what really matters for your health. It's also wise to be a little skeptical of anything that sounds too good to be true. Miracle pills, fad diets, and fancy gadgets often promise more than they deliver. If something sounds like magic, it probably is. Your years of experience have taught you to trust your instincts, and they're just as valuable now as ever. At the end of the day, the best health advice hasn't changed much. Eat a balanced diet, stay active in ways that feel good for your body, and keep your mind and spirit engaged. Most importantly, listen to what your body tells you. If you feel good, that's often the best sign that you're doing the right things. Remember, you've already done a lifetime of taking care of yourself. Don't let the latest headlines make you doubt your wisdom. Take the best advice that fits your life and let the rest go. Because staying healthy after 70 isn't about following every new trend. It's about finding balance, listening to your needs, and doing what makes you feel strong and alive each and every day. Number 6. The struggle to keep up with family dynamics. Families are like living, breathing stories, constantly growing and changing. As we get older, we often find ourselves watching from a new perspective, one that can be both comforting and confusing. You may have raised your children with care, watched them start their own families, and now see your grandchildren growing in a world that sometimes feels unfamiliar. But along with these blessings, there can also be feelings of uncertainty. You might wonder, how do I fit in? Where do I belong in this new chapter of family life? Family dynamics are always shifting. Your children might be busy with work, raising kids, and juggling countless responsibilities. Grandchildren may be glued to screens, talking in a language of hashtags and viral videos. It can be hard not to feel like an outsider in the world you helped create. On top of that, modern family life often looks different from the way it did when you were raising your kids. Once, families sat down together for dinner, shared stories, at the table, and spent Sundays visiting grandparents. Today, schedules are jam-packed, and many family meals are eaten on the go, or not at all. This can leave you feeling a bit left out, wondering how to stay connected and relevant in your family's lives. It's easy to feel like the quiet observer, watching from the sidelines as the younger generation moves at lightning speed. But here's something to remember. Your role in the family is more important than ever. You hold the roots of the family tree, the stories, the traditions, and the steady presence that younger generations need, even if they don't always say it. Your voice and your wisdom are treasures that bring depth and meaning to the family. One way to bridge the gap is to be patient with yourself and with them. Understand that your children and grandchildren might be stretched thin, but it doesn't mean they love you any less. A short phone call or a quick visit might not feel like much, but it still matters. Another way to stay close is to share the parts of your world that matter most to you. Tell your stories, pass down recipes, teach an old hobby, or show photos from when you were young. These simple acts keep the threads of family history alive and help the younger generation see the bigger picture of where they came from. Above all, know that you are not forgotten. You are a vital part of your family's story, a link between generations that can't be replaced. Your love and kindness are the steady ground they stand on, even if the world around them is moving fast. So hold your place with quiet pride. Family may change, but the bonds of love and shared history are stronger than any busy schedule or modern distraction. And you, dear elder, are at the very heart of it all. Number 7. The disappearing social etiquette. There was a time when social etiquette was a kind of unspoken language, a set of gentle rules that helped people move through the world with kindness and respect. From the way we greeted one another to how we behaved at the dinner table, these small acts of consideration made life smoother and sweeter. But if you've noticed that some of these customs seem to be fading away, you're not imagining things. Today, the world feels a bit less formal and a little more hurried. People often jump straight into conversations without the usual pleasantries, and common courtesies like holding a door or saying "excuse me" can seem rare. Sometimes it's hard not to feel that the warmth and respect we once took for granted are slipping through our fingers. This change in social etiquette doesn't happen overnight. It's a reflection of a society that's constantly evolving. The rise of casual culture and digital communication has shifted the way people interact. Text messages replace face-to-face talks, and the quick pace of life means fewer moments for thoughtful gestures. For many elders, this can feel like a loss. The rituals of politeness you grew up with weren't just about rules, they were about caring for one another. They helped create a sense of belonging and made people feel valued. Without them, interactions can sometimes feel cold or disconnected. But here's an important truth. While the world may change, the power of simple kindness never goes out of style. You can keep the spirit of social etiquette alive by practicing it yourself. A warm smile, a sincere compliment, or a helping hand can make a world of difference. Not just for others, but for yourself as well. Your example can inspire those around you to slow down and remember the joy of thoughtful manners. Younger generations may not always know the value of these small acts, but seeing you live them shows what true respect looks like. It's a quiet way of teaching that kindness is timeless. And remember, social etiquette isn't about perfection. It's about intention, the desire to make others feel comfortable and cared for. So if you notice it's disappearing around you, don't be discouraged. Your kindness can be a bright beacon in a fast-moving world. In the end, the way we treat one another is one of the most lasting legacies we leave behind. By holding on to those simple, heartfelt manners, you help build a world where respect and warmth are never out of reach, no matter how much things change. Number 8. The mystery of memory lapses. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you came in? Or struggled to remember the name of someone you've known for years? These little memory slips are one of those puzzling parts of getting older that don't always make sense, and they can be frustrating. Memory changes are a normal part of aging. It's common for elders to notice that their recall isn't as sharp as it used to be. This can range from forgetting where the keys are to having trouble remembering appointments or conversations. But what's really happening inside our brains to cause these lapses? Scientists explain that as we age, the brain undergoes natural changes. Some brain cells might shrink or communicate more slowly, making it harder to retrieve information quickly. However, it's important to know that not all memory loss is the same. Occasional forgetfulness is normal, but serious memory problems, like those found in dementia, are different and need medical attention. One reason why normal memory lapses feel so confusing is that our brains tend to rely on routines and habits. When something breaks that routine, it's easy to get lost. For example, if you always put your glasses on the same table, but suddenly place them somewhere else, it can create a moment of panic. This kind of misplacement is more about distraction than a deeper memory issue. The good news is there are many ways to support your memory and keep your mind sharp. Simple habits, like writing things down, keeping a calendar, and setting reminders, can help bridge those memory gaps. Staying socially active, engaging in hobbies, and getting regular exercise also promote brain health. Another helpful tip is to practice mindfulness, being present in the moment. When you focus on what you're doing, you're more likely to remember it later. So instead of rushing through tasks, take a moment to pause, breathe, and absorb the details. Most importantly, don't be hard on yourself. Everyone experiences forgetfulness now and then, no matter their age. What matters most is that you continue to cherish your rich history and the wisdom that comes with it. If memory concerns ever feel overwhelming or unusual, it's always a good idea to check in with your healthcare provider. They can help determine what's normal and what might need more attention. Remember, your brain has held countless memories and stories throughout your life. A few forgotten details don't diminish the vast, beautiful tapestry you've woven. So take heart. Your mind is still wonderfully alive, full of treasures waiting to be revisited every day. Number 9. The changing meaning of time. Have you noticed how time seems to flow differently as we grow older? Days, weeks, and even years can feel like they pass by faster, while certain moments stretch on endlessly. This shift in how we experience time is one of those strange things that don't quite make sense at first, but it's very real. When we were young, time seemed slow and full of promise. Summers lasted forever, and waiting for a holiday felt like an eternity. The future was a vast, open road with endless possibilities. But after 70, many people find that time speeds up, and the years seem to fly by in the blink of an eye. Scientists say that part of this happens because, as we age, fewer new experiences occur. When we're young, everything is new and exciting, so our brains pay close attention, making time feel longer. Later in life, routine and familiarity can make time seem to slip away unnoticed. This can be both comforting and confusing. On one hand, the rhythm of daily life becomes steady and predictable. On the other hand, it can feel like the precious moments we want to hold on to are rushing past us too quickly. The changing meaning of time also affects how we plan and prioritize. What seemed urgent in earlier years might no longer matter as much. You may find yourself focusing more on meaningful experiences, family, and moments of peace rather than the busyness that once filled your schedule. Embracing this new rhythm can be freeing. It's a chance to slow down, savor the present, and appreciate the little things. A warm cup of tea, a bird's song, or the smile of a loved one. These small moments add up to a rich, fulfilling life. One helpful practice is mindfulness, being fully present in the here and now. Instead of rushing through your day, try to pause and soak in your surroundings. Notice the colors, smells, sounds, and feelings around you. This can help stretch time in a way, making each day feel fuller and more satisfying. It's also okay to reflect on the past with gratitude. Your memories are treasures that shape who you are. Sharing stories with family and friends keeps those moments alive and deepens connections. Remember, the way time feels isn't something to worry about. It's simply part of the journey. Your experience of time is a unique gift, shaped by a lifetime of living, loving, and learning. So as time changes its pace, let it remind you to cherish each moment, for these are the true jewels of life's golden years. Embracing the mystery and finding meaning, as we've explored these 9 things that don't make sense after 70, one truth shines through. Aging isn't just about change, it's about discovery. These small mysteries remind us that life remains full of surprises, even in our later years. While the world around us evolves at lightning speed, our inner world, our memories, values, and relationships, remains a source of steady strength. Embracing these shifts, rather than fearing them, is the key to staying vibrant and alive. Each new wrinkle of experience, each puzzle or quirk, is part of the beautiful story of growing older. It's okay to feel puzzled sometimes. It's okay to pause and wonder. Because in those moments of curiosity, we find opportunities to learn, adapt, and reconnect with the things that truly matter. So let's celebrate the mysteries and embrace the questions. After all, life isn't about having all the answers. It's about living fully, laughing often, and loving deeply, no matter our age. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Here's to many more years of wonder, wisdom, and the joyful surprises that keep us young at heart. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next video. See you in the next video. Stay happy, stay blessed.